Reverend Graham, you have blogged about the sexual assault allegation against Judge Kavanaugh, saying the confirmation needs to move forward. Do you think the Senate should disregard this accusation?
I don't think you disregard it. I think they're going to have to, no question, listen to it. But this accusation, I guess, was with Senator Feinstein weeks ago. So I think they pulled it out here at the 11th hour for all political purposes. And it's just a shame that a person like Judge Kavanaugh, who has a stellar record, that somebody can bring something up that he did when he was a teenager close to 40 years ago. That's not relevant. We got to look at a person's life and what they've done as an adult, and are they qualified for this position? So this is just an attempt to smear him. They couldn't find anything else in his record. And so this is just an attempt to smear him and just smear his name and put a black dot on it. And I hope the Senate is smarter than this, and they're not going to let this stop the process from moving forward and confirming this man.
What kind of message do you think it sends to sexual abuse victims when they're told that it's not relevant, something that happened years ago?
Well, there wasn't a crime that was committed. These are two teenagers. And it's obviously she said no, and he respected it and walked away, if that's the case. But he says that he didn't do it. He just flat out says that's just not true. So regardless if it was true, these are two teenagers, and he said, or she said no, and he respected that. So I don't know what the issue is. This is just an attempt to smear his name, that's all.
All right, well, I don't think she's saying he respected her decision. I think she's saying that someone else helped her flee the situation. But it sounds like you think it's not relevant to him being considered on the high court.
No, I really don't, because how far back do we go, Heather, in a person's life? There's a lot of things that I've done when I was a teenager that I certainly am ashamed of and not proud of. And if we're going to hold people accountable for things that they did 40 years ago and say whether that's relevant or not relevant, this is a tactic by the left to try to keep conservatives off the bench. And it's unfortunate that it's working. People are up in arms over this, like, oh, this is such a disaster. You're talking about two teenagers 40 years ago. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about today, about this man being a judge on the Supreme Court. And they call it a sexual assault. No, I don't believe it.